Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the Kalash, the AK from Atomic Heart. Alright guys, welcome back. Today, I got something special for you. It's not so much as a review as a introduction, a go over kind of. There's a new video game coming out that's been out for a couple weeks now, 2 or 3 weeks. It's called Atomic Heart. First person shooter set in like a semi-futuristic Russia. That's kind of like a mix of, you know, Fallout, Bioshock, Half-Life, all that kind of stuff. But in the game, there's a special AK you can get, and well, you can get a regular AK, and then you can modify it, and it's called the Kalash. And it's very unique looking, metal shroud and stuff like that. And I said, you know what? Based on the design, I'm going to build it, and I'm going to be the first one to build it and have it on YouTube. And voila! Here is roughly, you know, I'm going to say probably about 8 days. You know, 6-hour days, you know, kind of putting it together. I did have to take a few design liberties, somewhat based on, you know, my accessibility to machine equipment and certain things and whatnot. I had to get a little creative with some stuff. But overall, I think it came out pretty good. It's not 100%. Of course, you know, the base AK that I have isn't the one that was in the game. The one in the game had a gas block, sight block combination on it, which caused them to remove the sight block and put a sight directly on the shroud, which my AK did not. And this is actually my Warsaw 1063 underfolder. What is that? It's like, that's a Learjet. Huh. Anyways, I'm gonna let that fly over real fast. But anyways, based on you know, what I did, you know, from the game and what I could do, I got as close as I possibly can, and I think from a glance it looks pretty close. But there's a couple things, you know, I had to do, and I'll go over that. But the first thing that I worked on is I made a adapter. Well, first I removed my underfolder. But here's the one thing I did with this whole build. Nothing on this is permanent. I could, in, you know, 30 minutes, take all this off and put my underfolder back on and have my AK, my, you know, Warsaw 10, you know, back to its original configuration. So that's one thing, just in case anyone's worried, like, you will ruin that AK. No. I made sure nothing on this gun was permanent. Everything is 100% reversible. So the first thing I did is I went through and I made this stock adapter for a M13 rail on there. That way I could put my CNC Warrior 2 folder on it. This is from my AR7, which I no longer have, actually, just traded that off. But I made that adapter so I can swap it on this. I'll probably leave this stock on here for a while. It's actually loosened up a little bit, but If you notice, it's just the stock, is not my adapter is loosened. But that was the very first thing I did because I needed the stock for, well, the looks, and for this, I do have a triangle folder stock. That's not on anything, but that's going to be going towards my AMD 65 build, which actually is where this muzzle brake is off of. That's the closest thing I had to the tank style muzzle brake from the game. The next thing I worked on was this shroud, you know. So I made a jig out of 2x6s and hammered this out actually and made this shroud, and then I pretty much just screwed on this pick rail, you know, with some it's all M-LOK stuff that I used, and surprisingly enough, this actually seemed to be holding zero pretty good. Now, I did have some reliability issues with this gun during this test when I was shooting it. I'm assuming some of them were cases getting caught in the action, probably hitting this this metal piece here and bouncing back into the action. I probably should have cut it up a little bit higher. I figured, seeing how I cut it a little bit higher than the actual original dust cover, that it would be fine, but I guess not. The next thing I worked on was this little, pretty much just this chunk right here. And the only reason I really did this, nice breeze. The only reason I really did this was to hide some janky welds. I'm not really good at welding sheet metal, so I made this block on the receiver. I'll post a picture up above. It does have something that kind of bulges out a little bit, but it's all, you know, nicely shaped and stuff like that. Stuff I didn't really have the capability of doing. So I did this here, and it kind of straightens up this back section here. Now, cool enough, the way I managed to do it, I can still take the dust cover off if I take off the this pop rivet for this wire. I can still take it off. So after I did that, cut all the dust cover, welded all that stuff like that, it was together. And you see I cut it to where safety selector does fit perfectly. The bolt does indeed bolt, and you know, all that. So the next thing I worked on was the shroud, which is, to me, it's one of the coolest looking things on the gun. I might actually leave this on this gun. Same thing with this dust cover. I might leave this dust cover on the gun, but who knows? I don't know. I kind of like it. But I did this here, cut the vents in it, shaped it, all this stuff like that. Did some rivets on it. Now this little tank thing here, the bottom here, like I said, it's one of those things where I had to make, you know, some creative liberties because I couldn't really, some things I just couldn't produce myself. So this tank is actually a couple different things put together, spray painted gold with engine enamel, and then, you know, kind of put together in pieces. And the reason why I went with hose clamps on that, because in the game, all of these wire clamps are actually like some type of hose clamp. So I figured, well, they already have the hose clamp look in the game, so why not just use hose clamps here anyways. Now this next little tank thing in the game, don't know what the hell it does, you know, but it's in the game, so I rigged up something to at least look somewhat similar to it. From a distance, overall, I think it looks pretty good. And then, of course, you know, the muzzle brake from my AMD 65. On this side, you can see the last thing I worked on was this box thing, which I guess in the game is like the battery pack, actually powers the techie stuff on the gun. And I just welded all that up, spray painted it green, and, you know, all that. It looks good from a distance, not exact. It's good enough for a cosplay gun, you know, but I wouldn't, you know, if I really, really, really wanted to make this thing look right, I probably would have spent a week just on this box, or a week on each part of the gun to make it absolutely perfect, and probably built a couple different ones. But it is what it is, and this is just a cheap little eBay red green dot, which I've had actually on quite a few rifles, and it does pretty good. I sighted in with a laser bore sight last night in the house on the wall, and held zero pretty good. Now, I do have a full build video. I filmed the entire build of this gun the whole build, just about. I mean, there were some spots that I didn't film here and there, but I filmed almost everything. Now, that video is going to be on both my Patreon and my Utreon. Unfortunately, it's going to be behind a paywall. And the only reason I'm doing that is because it's not something I could post on YouTube anyways. With the way my channel is growing now, I've gotten more subs in the past 2.5 weeks than I ever thought I could imagine growing. And it's because I got 1 or 2 videos that went viral. So that's awesome. So I'm hoping the shorts that I make with this gun go viral as well. Along with, I'm hoping the long form, the video you're watching right now, does pretty good. But I'm trying to make some moves to get into making even more content for you guys. I want to produce better content, more exciting content. I want to really, you know, push the bar of what I can do. I'm looking at hiring, you know, getting a camera guy. I might get a guest shooter that does all the action shooting, you know, so you don't have to look at my ugly mug, maybe someone that's a little, you know, someone a little nicer looking. And I'm going to try to improve the quality of my content, seeing how we're getting big. But with that all said, I please ask you guys, go on over if you can, go over to my Patreon or my Utreon, and, you know, if you can help me out a little bit, at least with the ammo, that would be awesome. That's the main thing I have issues with is ammunition. I'm a small business owner, and, you know, this hobby, what I do with my YouTube, stuff like that, I'm not trying to make money off of it. I'm trying to be entertaining and put out good information for you guys. But that means, you know, my extra money I kind of throw towards this, you know, hobby as it is. So if y'all can give me a hand, that would be fucking awesome. Do that for me. Anyways, but yeah, you know, all that's in the works. You know, I'm real close to getting monetized. I'm trying to get my long form watch hours up. It looks almost like my shorts might actually get to 10 million before my watch hours get to 4,000. I know, weird, right? But I'm trying to get monetized to help pay for the ammunition. I'm also trying to look at some ammo sponsors as well. Try to get some like that, even some gear sponsors. I do have some ideas for some cool action mini-series that I kind of want to do. I'm trying to get some people on board, but I can't do that until I get some sponsors and stuff like that. So I do want to be more cinematic. I know I haven't posted any long form content in, you know, a couple weeks. That's because I've been building this, you know, so, and, you know, still working and all that stuff. But if y'all guys have any questions about this build, ask down in the comments. Don't be scared. You know, I know I'm going to be tonight. You're probably not going to be seeing this video until tomorrow. But tonight I'm going to be probably doing a bunch of dumping of content, you know, involving this build. It's going to be on Instagram. It's going to be in some AK groups. I'm probably going to get the short going tonight and stuff like that. But anyways, you guys have a good one. Thank y'all for watching. Give me a like, thumbs up, all that good shit, you know, all that. And I'll see y'all guys next time. And I'm going to try to keep doing some cool stuff like this. If y'all have any video game guns that you want me to take a crack at, let me know in the comments. You know, nothing too crazy. You know, I don't have a full shop and, you know, all the time and money in the world. But if it's something that's doable like this, make it real, you know, it's done with an AK or an AR with shit slapped on it, let me know. But anyways, y'all guys have a good one. And keep up the good fight. And I'll see y'all next time. Oh, guys, one more thing. I forgot to tell you. Check out Atomic Heart. It's got a lot of hate right now. It's on PlayStation, Xbox. Is it on Steam? I don't know if it's on Steam. I think it's on Steam too. But check out Atomic Heart. It's got some stuff floating around it. You know, there's a lot of hate going on because the game is made by a studio from Russia. But the studio has come out and they have publicly denounced the war in Ukraine. They don't support it. They don't support the Russian government. And to be honest, they're just a small game studio that just happens to be in Russia. And hey, a lot of good first-person shooters and action games come out of Eastern Europe. You know, so, you know, Arma, DayZ, Atomic Heart. Man, I think some of the old World War II games come out of Eastern Europe. You know, so please, you know, go over there, check out the game. It's a fun game if you like sci-fi first-person shooters. It can be a little challenging. I'm a little retarded, so, you know, I'm having a little bit of trouble with it, but I am streaming it over on my gaming channel. If you want to check it out, that's TXODM Gaming, you know, on Twitch, and I am posting it onto YouTube as well, TXODM Gaming on on YouTube. But check them out, give them support. You know, they're a small company. It's their very first game, and I tell you what, for their first game, they knocked that shit out of the park. So y'all guys give them a check out, and you know, see where I got the idea for the Clash. Y'all guys have a good one.